Let's see, we met Charla, a human with a mech arm and red hair. It appeared that someone was trying to restore the generator, but we weren't sure what was going on with the giant pillar-like batteries. So we used some liquid nitrogen and dynamite to blow them up.
Yeah.
And Napoleus gave up explosions.
Yeah. I'm retired.
Napoleus has had a midlife crisis, assuming there is a midlife for cacti.
Cacti.
Well, if your cacti dies, then there is a midlife.
Yeah, right. If death is a thing you suffer or experience, I don't want to assume, right? But if death is the thing you are subject to, then yeah, there was a middle point.
And that is why I do not know, because I do not know.
Will you die eventually of like old age or something?
I don't know. I think I don't know. My spirit will live on.
Just float through the air like Sauron at the end of the.
Yeah. I mean, my shit will all rot and rust and all of that, but
I see. And I figured the
someone
mushroom
will make you
people
into a
just...
nice dinner.
Yeah.
Some people eat
this
cactus.
Spirit cook will scoop you out of the ether, put like with a melon baller, and fry you up.
yeah. I mean, if you can fry the ethereal, then
Now I'm
maybe
imagining
that'll
what Jacobite's soul tastes like, and that got weird.
probably whiskey.
Napalm.
Chocolate and tears.
Probably whiskey.
Amber thinks chocolate and tears.
Chocolate and tears, maybe. That may be the
Definitely
notes that
whiskey.
you get from the whiskey.
I see.
Well,
Drunk.
Chocolate balls are a delicious thing that we're in the time of the year for, actually.
Yeah. Is that thing behind you a computer or one of those funky Xboxes?
That is my old tower.
The one on the ground behind you against the wall?
I replaced my case with a much smaller one.
I see. A friend of mine ran me by his new Xbox the other day, and I was like, oh my God, it was on its side. If he hadn't told me that was an Xbox, my first bet was computer tower. They're freaking enormous. Like, holy crap.
They're a little more square.
They're 12 inches by 7 and 7. That's it.
Yeah, he had it up. I must have been the angle of the camera then. It looked huge. I was like, that's like a little compact tower.
Yeah, I measured before I bought one, and it's 7 on the short sides, or 6 point something on the short sides, and approximately 12 on the long side.
No kidding.
Yeah, it's actually
Good.
kind of small. It just looks big because of the shape.
A friend of mine has decided they're buying the KOF console, and I can't. I don't know if I can get behind that purchase. It's not my money. You do what you want, but it strikes me as an odd choice. Like, if for anyone who watching this who's not familiar, the KF console is a round KFC bucket that is also a gaming rig that has a pocket in the middle of it, just like one expects to find in a bucket for keeping your chicken hot. And man, the greasy controllers that are going to come out of that, like I can't. Nope, that's nasty.
Cooler.
I just went from being hungry to being disgusted in like 3.5 seconds. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Must be a new record.
You're welcome. I didn't design the thing; they did.
Oh, that explains everything.
It's got some of its parts are pretty great, and the case is a custom designed by Cooler Master, which is a pretty impressive thing to say. But I just
pretty good.
But I just can't. Nope. Like that's weird. So anyway, you have a new teammate? You're still in the hole? You blew up some shit? What now?
Don't we have to find that lady?
Oh, I think at the end of last session, I think we did actually. Let's see. We went back to the lab. Dr. Borak was missing, but one of the squad shows up with her at sword point. That's what I have in my notes.
Yes. Yep. That's how we ended.
Okay, so what do we need to ask her? I guess what happened? That'd be a good place to start. What was all that about?
Seems like a good place to start. Yeah, you bet. Which part? What are we asking her about?
The batteries, the giant batteries flying around in the sky, drones.
Because I don't know. Wasn't me, and they don't pilot themselves. So, well, they do, but they don't program themselves. So, probably the other sentient creature running around here that isn't me or any of you.
And
Can you
what were
Yeah,
you
I didn't
doing?
do it.
Can you get your? Is he one of yours? Can you get him to lower the pointy thing?
Not yet. We have more questions.
Okay.
Where were you?
Well, I thought that I would try and go smooth things over with his royal lizardness.
So you had your
Really?
own plan opposite of ours when we were trying to work ours out, and you didn't say anything?
Well, it wasn't really, I mean, I guess you could look at it like that. I was looking at it like I was trying to speed things along and trying two things at the same time, not in contradiction to, just alongside of.
So where is he?
In the sewers.
Do you know where exactly?
No, because I failed to find him.
And how did Vom find you?
Vom
Where
goes,
were you?
ooh, I can answer that. I fell. I got wet. I found her in a sewer pipe. I chased her out of it by sword point.
How much paint did you eat before this happened?
That's how I was fixing to ask.
And he goes, was that painter goop? Do I have to answer that only with the things I know were paint, or just anything that was paintish?
You know what? Never mind.
Let's go paint-ish. I'm
Like-
curious. Inquiring minds want to know, Nepales.
He goes, well, there was the bucket of paint, there was the smaller bucket of paint, and there's that canister of, I'm gonna go with questionable liquid. I love the look.
And how long? How long has it been since you've started?
Eating paint or questionable liquid?
Eating what you just described.
Is the sun still up? And he goes to look up through the hole and he goes, oh, right, the roof's in the way, I can't see. I was like, I don't know. I mentioned I fell. How am I not dead?
Yeah, my next question is why are you not still on the ship?
I fell.
I know you
What part
fell,
did I do?
but I know you said you fell, but it's kind of hard for you to fall from the ship directly into the hole that leads down here.
You're right. I forgot a step. When I said I fell and I landed in the sewer pipe, what I meant was I fell, I bounced a couple times, and then I ended up in the sewer pipe.
You bounced a couple of times.
Yeah, a couple. Yeah.
We had to walk
How
like
are you
2
so
miles from our ship.
resilient?
Say that again, Charlie. What?
I'm just wondering how he's so resilient.
I don't know what that means, but I'm trying to figure out how come I'm still upright and okay and stuff. Yeah.
So when we came down from the ship, we had to travel like 2 miles or so in a direction from the ship
Yep.
to get to this place. So
I
you're
believe
saying
you.
that you fell out of the ship down and you bounced twice all the way over here and fell into
You
the
know,
hole.
after the second bounce, my head really started to hurt and I lost track. There might have been more bounces. I'm really not sure.
I bet it was those ghost wolf people.
Say what? There are ghost wolves? We need to, what? We need to leave right now. That's fucking scary. Get me out of here.
Ghost wolves are outside.
Yeah, they're our friends. They like us.
What I meant was
Okay.
stay in here forever.
No,
Okay,
they're
so
cool.
it doesn't know what the word resilient means, but it knows how to say fuck.
That is an accurate assessment. I have personal friends who probably that statement is true of. Yeah. Like not all my friends are smart.
I mean, you see that written on a wall and when you're like 5 years old.
You're right.
Nobody writes resilience or anything, so I get it.
I'm gonna go write resilient on all the walls I can find just
Good
to
call.
piss you off.
And not just that, to enrich the minds of those who read the bathroom stall. Right.
So
Hmm.
what Do we have any other purpose to be down here, guys?
Well,
There's been like 18 things. At one point, we were going to try to start all the machines, and then we
Yeah.
were going to do something, and then we had the giant ice block, and hell if I know.
That's my thing. I'm so lost at this point. I don't know what we're even doing down here anymore. I just want to get out.
Mostly we came for loot.
Yep.
how about
You
we?
guys have enough loot?
I don't understand those words. What?
Yeah. Huh.
Well, let's see. Is there anything near me that I can pocket?
I mean, the city is filled with like apartments and all the things you might find in it to help simulate traditionally existing life. So not in this, like not within these 6 feet or whatever. No, but I mean, there are everything from little RC cars to Matchbox cars to toothbrushes to, I mean, underwear, if that's your thing, right? All over the city.
Okay. Well, I guess the situation here has resolved itself. The lizard can't really fix the generator, so we don't have to worry about it. I say we go and pillage some stuff and then we leave.
Pillage.
Pillage.
Sounds
Pillage.
good.
Like, so
I
you
was just gonna borrow a wrench from somebody, but that works too.
Yeah.
said there was like a lot of like little things like, RC cars and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, all the things you might expect to find in the apartments of people in a big city. Everything from bars of soap to knives.
I'm definitely going to take like a healthy assortment of.
I'm kind of surprised that at least 2 of you hadn't just raided an apartment to see what was in it already.
Like just like little things that could possibly be made into projectiles.
Like slinkies?
Well,
Or you're thinking more like nails?
No, well, like things like rubber balls or like little, Matchbox cars, things like that. Only because it seems like the things down here beneath the are scared of preview stuff, so it could be an effective weapon.
Sounds good. You bet.
So you're making a junk jet.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, good times. So is the plan to just leave the way you came?
I
Oh
suppose.
yes, I'm going to jump upwards.
Well, that's not what I meant. I meant the plan is to just, you're like, the thing got blown up. We're just going to leave and head back to the ship. Be a long walk back to the ship.
I wonder if that mech thing that we had can like climb up walls.
Oh, his murder toaster with legs?
Murder toaster with legs.
Yeah. I mean,
Just ride it up the side like la da da da.
yeah,
We
I'm
do
not
have a
sure.
zip line.
Yeah, right. I'm not sure the murder toaster with legs currently has like the means to walk up walls like a spider, but I know you have a Nepalese on the team, so I'm sure you can fix that.
We could definitely try.
Try to find all of the drones that I can possibly find, take all of their rotors, attach them to the top of it, and make it fly.
Right, now it's a flying murder toaster with legs. And since it's not like no longer walking on the legs, it can use them as pincy thingies.
And pick things up.
That's a
And drop
technical
them.
term. Yeah. Is that the plan? We're gonna go harvest a bunch of parts from apartments and parts from drones and fly the murder toaster out of the trapdoor in the ceiling?
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay,
Oh,
sounds
okay.
good.
I was
The-
being
the-
silly, but I like this.
Yeah, it sounds great. The murder lady, excuse me. The doctor is like, hey, can we look? I don't understand how come I'm getting all this hostility. Can you get him to put his sword down now?
No, you were going to make a deal with the other guy.
I was not. I was going to try and coax him out of the sewer. No deal making, just an attempt to get him closer to the surface so you could do whatever it is that he was going to do.
Hey, Dom, I bet you tie her up. Just tie her up over there.
He produces what appears to be paint and sticky something covered rope from his pockets and goes to town. She
Make
looks
sure it's really tight
immediately.
so she can't get away.
She looks immediately repulsed by what you hear her go, man, I hope that's gum.
It's probably not.
Well, man, I hope that you
Hmm.
weren't doing what I think you were doing, that you're telling the truth, but we can't all have it our way.
She looks very like heartbroken. Like, I don't understand where all the hostility is coming from.
I don't even know this lady.
What?
I said, I don't even know this lady.
All right.
Charlie's just standing there all confused, just like, what's going on?
Trust
There-
it.
So why are we tying up the doctor lady?
Because apparently they don't trust the doctor lady. I'm not really sure
Yeah.
why.
Oh, okay. We're gonna like untie her before we leave, though, right?
Lizard gal do it when he gets back.
I see.
Probably. I don't know. I'm just
He
spitballing
might
here.
eat her.
He might. But
He
she
might.
went to go find him and he didn't eat her then, so I like her chances.
She did point out that she failed to find him, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like I've
But he
started
also
look at
failed to
these.
eat her, so I bet she'll be all right.
True. Yeah.
Well, if
Oh,
the
I
city
know.
is programmed to, operate like it ought to, someone will come by and find her eventually.
Yeah.
Oh
right,
yeah, we can
right,
definitely
right.
just tell somebody that she's there when we leave.
That was going to be my plan. Find a robot and say, hey, somewhere over there in one of those buildings, there's a lady tied up. You may want to go help her.
Maybe.
That's what I was thinking.
Sounds good.
Not give him the actual building. But
Yeah.
I'm just one person. One
You're just
ship,
one person.
one sentient ship.
You're right.
So
Yeah.
So you harvest some parts. You harvest some rotors. You tie up the doctor lady. Your AWM member does the best he can to help, which is not great. He carries things though. You got your murder toaster up and running, and what? We just put out of the hole.
if it is capable of that,
You bet. Napales, you want to roll for that?
Sure.
If I'm helping Naples.
He gets an extra die. Woo!
Yes.
Okay. But 1 5 out of a whole bunch of 3s, 2s, and 1s. So like 1 5 and 5, literally everything else.
Nice. Still though, 5 is good, mostly good.
Yeah, I'll take it all day. I'm like, ooh, wow. Put that one up.
So the murder toaster will fly and it will carry you all, but it's only going to do that. It's going to do it kind of like this, like a fly flies. They don't really fly evenly. Like you're flying a plane in any Grand Theft Auto game. There's a lot of, but you get up the hole on the top. Everything's as you left it. Big viney passageways. The air is better up here, right? None of that tinny ugliness from inside the container. Bad news, as you climb out on top and you step on it, remember how you felt a yank before? Now you're all on top of it, kind of pressing down. There's a little bit more yank. And I know what you're thinking. Jay, that shouldn't be happening. We don't weigh nearly enough. I mean, it's the same weight it was inside the container. What the hell? And you'd be right. There is a large collection of what look like fuzzy hills, like dirt lumps with fur and teeth on the other end of the container rolling towards you, like angry, shaggy meatballs of pain. What do you want to do?
I guess it's time to fashion my junk gun and hope it works.
Your what gun? Your junk gun? Have you played Fallout 3? There's a junk gun. Okay, what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm going to try to make a junk gun and then shoot like one of my random pieces of junk I just got at it. So
Wait,
Can
you're
I,
making the gun now?
yeah,
Okay, sure, yeah.
under pressure.
Jacobite, what?
Can I, while he's doing that, try to shut the vault?
Yeah, you bet.
Were the electronics still working on it?
Yeah. You needed to put a passcode to put it to open it. So you just kind of push the door closed. Are you wearing a blue shirt? Like a baby blue shirt? Like a bird shit blue shirt?
Like
That's cool.
yeah.
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 I'm immediately reminded of Mimi eyeshadow. Good for you. Very cool.
Hey,
Seriously, no shade here. Good for you. It's cool.
It's an excellent fishing shirt. I will say that.
What? You lost me.
It's a fishing shirt. It's very breathable. Long
Oh,
sleeves,
I
so
was
you
like,
don't
what?
get
The fish go nuts for the color blue? Is
No,
that
no,
why they
no.
live in the water?
keeps
I
you from
learned
getting
something big.
sunburned.
I see.
I'm extremely British Isles in ancestry, so a lot of
A lot of burning.
burning
Yeah,
with not
right.
much sun.
Do you like to fish?
I do. I don't get
I-
to
I-
nearly enough, but I,
I
do
see why
like it.
you've come up with an adaptation then. Yeah. Like on the one hand, I burn very easy. On the other hand, I enjoy activities to put me in the sun. Yeah, I see the problem.
I also have one of those really wide brimmed breathable hats.
Nice.
Yeah.
So there are what look like murder meatballs bouncing towards you. Nopales, what'd you get for your assemble a gun roll?
6511.
Nice. So you pull the gun out of your butt with no problem. You're like, okay, yeah. A rivet here, a piece of metal there,
Do cacti
some
have
gunpowder.
butts?
And then
I
I'm
don't
going
think so.
to Joaquin because, well,
Now, traditional cacti, I don't believe have rectal orifices, but Nopales might. I don't know. He's a sentient cactus man. Nopales, do you have a butt from which to pull a junk gun out of?
we'll just keep that a secret for now.
I see.
Don't
Everybody was
ask.
looking the other way while it happens.
Right. You do the thing cartoons do just whoop, there it is. Right. So did I hear you say you hand it to Joaquin?
Yes.
What is in the junk gun at this time? Can you be a tiny bit more specific with what junk is currently loaded into the junk
like,
spewing gun?
Like, oh crud, Hot Wheels, rubber balls, just like a bunch of toys.
Anything made by Mattel.
Right. So there's
Hey.
like Hot Wheels and little He-Man
Barbie doll,
figures
Barbie
and
doll
Jacks. Nice.
So is this a two-handed weapon or a one-handed weapon?
Oh, that's a good. Yeah. What does this thing look like?
Let's go with the junk gun from Fallout 3 while we're at it.
Okay, sure.
So Joaquin is going to use his fungal tendril as his second hand, and he's going to use one of his hands to hold this gun with the tendril. And then with his other free hand, he's going to pull out his blunderbuss and not the blunderbuss, sorry, the revolver that he has. And he's just going to ready it until they're within range.
You bet. So I know what you're doing, and I know what Nopales already did. Jacobite, what are you up to? Ow, ow.
I guess am getting somewhat in front
Okay.
because that's kind of what my dumbass does.
Sounds good. It's not a dumbass, it's bravery. No way. Kano side, what's the plan?
Okay. Are there any like branches within a reasonable distance that I might be able to shoot down in front of the rolling creatures?
Like above you that you would shoot down and have them fall?
Yeah.
They're nearby in the sense that you can reach them with a ranged target, but not so close you could like touch them. How far does you shoot a bow, right?
Yeah.
How far do you think your bow shoots? Is this I can see it, I can shoot it kind of thing?
I'd say, gosh, I don't know. How far does a bow shoot? 100 feet? If you're good, maybe?
Longbow or what?
well,
Short bow, long bow. What did you envision?
Yeah. What kind of bow do you have?
It's a broadwood bow, so I guess, well, it'd have to be a short bow because I'm really small, so.
I would say if you angle it right, you ought to be able to get 100, 150 yards on it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So 300 feet ish, right? Yeah, you can probably make that shot. You're looking at a cut to do so, but yeah. It's up there.
Okay, well, let me find my dice.
Is that the rocket launcher?
So it's a junk gun.
Yeah. I was always bummed that in Fallout 3, the rocket launcher or the junk gun, rocket like -IT, not like rocket explosion. All the ammo you load into that gun do the same damage no matter what they were. And that's a bummer.
Yeah.
I would really love a baseball to do more damage than a teddy bear. Call me crazy, but I feel
Yeah.
like
Oh, I had a nightmare one day where I couldn't kill this one particular monster in the
Mhm.
game.
Mhm.
And I kept having nightmares and it kept showing up. So I got so angry that I killed it with the junk gun using only teddy bears and pillows.
Nice.
Just to show it who was boss.
That's great.
Okay, so after the cut, I got 4-2-2.
You bet. Sounds great. So you fire up, the branches fall down and you hit the spot where the rolling meatballs of death are headed your way from. But you hit it at just the right angle. The two of them fly. You stop most of them, but two of them fly through the air and come in on Jacobite. And as they come towards him, they sort of hinge open like a shaggy Pac-Man with all them teeth.
And no,
Joaquin's
and
gonna
no
open fire.
toothbrush.
I heard what Joaquin said. What was that, Jacobite?
And no toothbrush. That's why
And
they're
no
so mad.
toothbrush. Yeah, right. Yeah, what's going on with their teeth? I'm going to generously describe as mange. Joaquin, you were going to shoot them, did you say?
Yes, with both weapons.
With your junk gun, and what was the other one?
The revolver.
Oh, that's right. You bet.
Let's see. I have 2 5s, 2 4s, and 2 2s.
Nice. You bet. So you plug them both. Do you have a narrative twist you want to add?
I'd like to think that whatever I fired out of the junk gun, because I don't know what Nepal has put in it, it somehow penetrates through one and goes out the back and hits the one behind it.
Nice. You bet. So you fire out of the junk gun and you watch a little scatter shot, like a shotgun blast of jacks shoot out of it. And they stab into one and they perforate the other and they stick to the front of Jacobite's. What do you have for a weapon right now? Your crossbar?
My prow hammer.
That's what I meant. Yeah. So they stick to the edge of it like little fuzzy shish kebabs.
Nice.
Charlie, what do you want to do?
Now I have a spiked
Oh.
mace.
Did he kill all of them? Like both of
Oh,
them? that
just the
came
two
over?
of them. The rest of them, they are rolling towards you and they have hit the sticks that Kano's side fire down and they just sort of hit it and roll back. They don't seem particularly bright. If it wasn't for the teeth, they wouldn't look particularly aggressive.
I wonder why we don't just wait for them to jump and then let them all roll into the hole. Oh, wait, that'd be really bad, wouldn't it?
Well, Jacobite closed the hole, but yeah, I don't see
Oh, that's
why.
true.
I mean, it doesn't
Well-
look like they're capable of going around the stick.
So I'm gonna be just kind of stare at them and look at everybody else and go, so do we want to fight the little roly balls of death, or do we want to just head the other way?
Doesn't
Well, I
matter.
guess if we don't have to fight them, then we could probably make a quick escape. Save our ammo.
Was there any particular reaction from them hitting or being hit with pre-V?
Heck,
Stuff.
no. But as you look them over, as you kind of size them up to see if anything weird's happening, the two on Jacobite have started to kind of hum a little bit. And I don't mean like a machine. I mean like a thing with a throat.
Well,
So
that's
are they,
weird.
communicating, or they're screaming in pain, or what?
It sounds like so maybe. I mean, you're gonna have to loose one, right? You're gonna have to pick one up and give a shit, because it's currently impaled through the back. If you took Pac-Man, and curb stomped him onto Jacobite's brow hammer, heads open like this, right? There's really no ability to form words other than just. They're
Maybe-
like this big. They're not very big.
So I'll kind of go back there towards whoever's next to me and say, you want to take it off or something?
Get it off me. Get it off me.
I will pry it off with my robot hand, just in case.
You bet. The teeth, now that it's not now that it's not bouncing towards you and you have a better look at it, they're not teeth at all. They're not black, mangy teeth. There would appear to be shaggy, sort of jagged bone bits with eyes in them. And the eyes look very, very sad. Like a little kid after they watch a Pixar movie. Like, really sad.
What the fuck is this thing?
Like somewhere between the loss of your first love and kind of sad.
Mm-hmm.
Like a dust bunny?
Yeah, like a dust bunny suffering from like permanent depression. Yeah.
That's tragic.
When you pick that one up, all the other ones that were rolling towards the stick and then like bouncing off, and then all that stops. They just sort of sit there.
Hello, thingy.
Hello, thingy. Like the thingy. Let's go with that. The thingy starts to tremble and shake and vibrate like it's afraid.
I don't think these things wanted to kill us.
Oh. Oops.
Well,
Joaquin very slowly tries to put his gun up as if he's sticking out of the picture.
I'm gonna peel off the other one too, just so that they're all okay.
You bet. The two you have pulled off, kind of do their best to press into you like a cat when it wants warmth. Or a dog. I don't want to be, speciesist over here. Dogs do the same thing where they're like, hey, I got a cold spine. Check it. Those are my feet, you jerk.
Guys, help.
I'm gonna slowly back away,
You bet.
leaving her holding the thing because that's too touchy for me.
It's too touchy. Well, it doesn't. You don't want it on you.
Nope.
The remaining fuzzy meatballs roll in your direction as best they can.
Well, I guess I've been collecting creatures, so what's one more?
Well, I mean, I have two. Are you going to pick one and put the other one back? You're going to crush that thing's little soul. You can't do that.
It's gotta have a friend.
Okay, I'll take them both. I'm not heartless.
Just gonna have a little biosphere going on.
Yeah, right.
Okay, but be very careful because they had jacks go through them, so.
Yeah, right. When you pull the jacks, I assume you pull the jacks out. No?
I'll be careful and be like, yeah, okay.
You watch the little shredded holes just heal right up.
Oh, good.
Like Wolverine, just all better. Where to from here?
I assume back towards the ship.
You bet. How you fell a lot in order to get to the ship. How are you getting back up there?
Well, if Vom made it here
Yep.
by falling, we should
Yep.
probably just go up.
And you do see, he points, he goes, hey, look at, that's where I broke part of my butt. Look at, and there is what appears to be a huge damage spot in one of the big roots. Like something big fell from a great height and cracked it. And he goes, and he picks up a little piece of white something and he goes, oh, check it out. My tooth. I was wondering where I left that. And he attempts to shove it back in his face and that doesn't work. And it looks very sad.
Hey, put it in your pocket and save it for later.
Yeah, don't worry, sweetheart. I'll make you a new one out of metal. It'll be even more awesome.
He takes the tooth, he shoves it in his pocket. He looks very sad.
Oh.
And he looks up and he goes, holy crap. How are we getting back up there? Do you have I don't know, the murder toaster? It flies, right? It can just Oh, holy crap. Hey, I must have dreamed that. Never mind. And
Now,
from
what
here,
is it?
No, look, I fell a lot. I'm probably imagining things, but I swear I saw an octopus thingy on the way down. Lots
I
of
was-
tentacles.
Just fixing to ask, did you see any, I don't know, maybe mice that talked before you left the ship?
Pardon? What am I? No. No talking mice.
Oh, well, you're missing out then. We saw some.
No talking mice. I think I saw an octopus thingy. Lots of tentacles, a beak. And there was that weird, I want to say flower, but it was covered in skulls. I don't know. But like I said, I fell, I bumped my head. I'm probably imagining all of that. For a period there, it got real cold. I don't know what that was all about. Anyway, probably just the blood loss. And you hop on the motor coaster and you just fly straight up as best you can.
Yeah. So weren't we supposed to be like getting something for some people, or weren't we supposed to like report back once we went into this place? I don't remember.
The ghost
Yeah.
wolf people,
hmm
we were like the chosen ones or something to go to the vault, and then I don't remember. I think that their prophecy was that we were going to reset everything, but we kind of broke all of that, right? Am I remembering right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Whoops.
So their
Yeah,
prophecy was crap, apparently.
One of the things got broken. Some prophecies are crap, So you get off the platform, you fly off to some place that isn't the platform. Is that right?
Yeah.
When you land on whatever branch or platform you end up on, the goat people, right? Appear and ask you how it went. With huge giant dinner plate eyeballs. They're hanging on every word.
Well,
It-
I'm gonna hide.
All the best explanations start with,
See, what happened was
that's another great opening. Yeah. I think my favorite is "You're gonna laugh. This is funny."
Yeah. So there is definitely a way to reset things to the way they were down there. And we have cleared the path for you to explore. Just watch out for the lizard guy.
They look down and they go, two notes there. One, the door is closed. Two, the lizard guy is also in the prophecy. We assumed you killed him. No?
Mostly,
Ish.
but
I love the mostly.
he got better. He got better.
I see. So, new plan. The other prophecy says that we save ourselves by cutting the roots the rest of the way and watching the container sink to wherever.
Hey,
I
I'm okay with that if you just make sure that everybody is, clear.
That's
Let's
Yeah.
get somewhere that's not going to also allow us to fall.
You bet. Yeah, sure.
But I like that plan.
Vom's busy freaking out. There are like ghost goat people. He is losing his mind.
Hey, Vom, you still have any paint on you?
You look over and he is eating what appears to be this wet moisture slick shit off of a branch, and he goes, "It's not paint, but it'll do. You want?" And he
No.
He holds up a slimy thumb.
No, it's all you, buddy. Just take a couple of hits of that.
He puts the thumb back in his mouth and goes,
Hey, Bob, why are you so freaked out right now?
and he goes, "Those are ghost goats. How come you're not freaked out right now?"
I don't know what you're talking about. We're just having a normal conversation over here amongst ourselves. There's nobody else here.
Great. Now you're fucking with him. That's great. And he goes, well, hold on. You can't see those? There are ghost goats.
Nepalese, you see anybody?
I have no idea what he's talking about. I think he ate
Me
too much,
neither.
You're all terrible people. You know that.
all that damn paint he ate.
He goes, hey, that's good paint.
Yeah, the higher you get on good paint. Isn't that how this works?
The real question, Vom, is are you even really here?
His brain cannot contain the question. You watch him go through a little brownout, like
Is this
Oh, why are you
is
guys
this just
messing
an
with the cube?
existential crisis you're going through, Bomb?
yeah, right. You're actually on the ship, right? Everything's fine, right?
Why are you guys
Oh.
messing with a poor thing like that?
Because he's a
Can't you see
moron.
he's stupid?
Huh?
That's exactly why we're messing with it.
Can't you see that's you're so mean. Like,
Sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire.
what's that phrase that people from the South use?
Bless your heart.
That's it. Like, that's funny. So
Anyway.
from here, yeah, is the plan from here to just go back to the ship? We'll just fly our way up.
That's what Joaquin wants. I don't know what everybody else wants.
Yeah, we probably need to get ready to deal with our captain at some point.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I was kind of hoping that somebody else dealt with him since we sicked a bunch of people on him.
That's true. I guess we can go find out.
Sounds good. You bet. I'm all for getting you back to the ship. Fine by me. When you get back to the ship, I guess this is Charla's first experience with the ship. So somebody should run by her what it looks like and all that.
Edward, do you still have the background?
She wasn't here for the ship production.
I mean, we're not certain if it still looks like that though, because we did have
Oh yeah, we asked the OM squad to paint it while we were
the
gone.
squad painting,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
we'll just assume that they got it close.
You have a picture of it?
Yeah.
I see. That's
Just think of like a large pirate type ship that flies through the air that is painted like that.
yeah.
Originally it was this, and then we had them change it to kind of disguise us a little bit.
Yeah, right.
I'm
Tiny.
sure nobody realized.
Yeah, right.
was the
So
same ship.
when you get to, yeah, right. No one's gonna, So when you get to the ship, it's much more lopsided than it was before. And the sticks underneath it are intact like they were. So they managed to wedge the ship in like a little hammock of nature. The bottom part is fine. The branches above it seem to be taking damage as we speak. And you can hear the rest of your squad doing the best they can. Some of them are squealing in pain. So some of them are calling to attack because you got here in time to watch what appears to be two different pirate collectives, if the symbols are any indication, diving down on your ship. You watch Vom shriek bloody murder because somebody is throwing from the ship up what appears to be like blue balls of something. And he goes, "That is my good paint." And he scrambles towards the ship.
The squirrels throwing blue balls of paint.
It would appear that way. Yeah.
Excellent.
And he is pissed. You watch him turn funny colors and dash towards the ship.
Oh yeah, Charlie, we have attack squirrels.
Yeah. I think I got a picture of one of them.
Oh
The
yeah,
one
I see that.
Well,
it looks like this. They're smaller, but it looks like that. Aren't those cute?
They're adorable.
It's like my
say,
cat when it has a bad day.
a little too loudly so she hears me. Should we go ahead and mention the explosive drugs?
No, nobody needs to know. Yeah.
I hunt drug dealers, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, we don't deal. We just have them.
We confiscated them from drug dealers.
Yeah. You hear some of your squad on the ship be like, "Hey, don't let them anywhere near the explosive drugs. Those explode." As the pirates come down on top of the ship. Speaking of, what do you want to do? You're within range to either dash towards the ship or open fire from here.
Do we still have any of the freezing liquid?
I figure you have some left. Yeah.
I'm dashing towards the ship.
It
Yeah, I'm
does
with
not
that.
surprise me. You bet.
Is this murder toaster or whatever it's called? Is it something that Joaquin would be capable of piloting himself, or at least putting into like a hover mode to where it just kind of stays for a bit?
I don't know. No, Paulus, you edited the murder toaster. What do you think?
Joaquin Joaquin can probably mostly pilot. I mean, as long as he's not trying to do like, air stuff.
Basically, my plan is to once everybody that wants to has gotten off, is to fly it to a vantage point to where I can start sniping from above.
Sounds good. Nice. Yeah. So moving it's not a problem. Getting up above your enemies is not a problem. I'm not gonna have you roll for that. It'll just take up the turn.
Okay.
Kanosai, once you're done, hydrating as a mushroom, that's really important. What do you
Sorry
want
about
to do?
that.
No, that's okay. What do you want to do?
I want to. What do I got in my inventory here? I think I want to run along the branches to get underneath or beside one of the enemy ships.
Okay.
And then I don't know. I'll see what I can see when I get beneath those ships.
You
I
bet.
guess.
So you like branch slide, or like I picture you do the thing that Tarzan does from that Disney movie. You just go to
Yeah.
Only in directions that aren't horizontal all the time, which is really impressive. In my brain, the fibers that make up your mushroom itself sort of just kind of, so it sort of looks like you're just sliding on one of that moving sidewalk at the airport. Anyway, that's what it looks like in my head, which allows you to do things like go up, which is not fair at all. So you get up, and you end up underneath the two ships. They are up there. There's lines of branches and stuff between you and them. The good news is, with enough consecutive fire, you could absolutely go through them and bring those ships to you in a very noticeable fashion. But that would take, either you need explosions, a whole bunch of arrows, something, because their ships they didn't bring their ships down to your level, just the pirates. There's a bunch of ropes that they're using to get down to you. Some of them are just jumping. It doesn't look like it's that big a drop.
Okay. Can I fire my bow at one that's going from their ship to ours?
Yeah, sure. One of the pirates?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Go for it.
Uh, 6-5-4-3.
Nice. You plug one of them. You hit him with an arrow, right? Are you aiming anywhere particular? Picture your stereotypical pirate, right? Scraggly beard, eye patch, saber, the whole bit.
Well, I imagine that I have, I'm pretty much underneath them, so I guess in the glutes.
Nice. You bet. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. Anatomy was not my best
In the
subject.
butt.
In the butt.
Thank you. You bet.
She popped a cap in his ass.
I see. See, I know what that means. You bet. You plug an arrow in his butt. He howls like the wounded animal that he is. Right? Do you shoot him with enough force? His trajectory changes. Does he rotate when you hit him?
I imagine he would somewhat. Yeah.
You bet. So nice. So yeah, I'm sorry. You're gonna. That's great. That's brilliant. I have seen that movie. There's lots of movies that everybody.
One of my favorites.
What's your angle, boy? It's called
What's
the
your
hug,
angle, boy?
Major.
You plotting on me?
Yeah. You plug him in the ass. He spins, and he was planning on coming down feet first. But as you shoot him with the arrow, you watch him come down teeth first and slam into the deck of your ship. Teeth shatter everywhere. You watch the squirrels look at the teeth, put down the paint globs because the teeth are jagged, right? You watch them kind of ding.
Save one for Vom.
They put the paint down. Vom goes, yeah, use the teeth. Charla, what do you want to do?
It's not really about what I want to do. It's about what Rover is going to do, I think.
Okay.
Rover is going to pepper those pirates coming down with some machine gun fire, I think.
Nice. You bet.
Although.
Do you want to go ahead? I'm sorry.
No, I'm looking. I put my dice down and now I can't find where I put them down.
That's because they grow widow eggs and wandered off.
Mother of ducks.
Just walk around
Yes.
for a minute. You'll probably step on them.
Yeah. Somebody asked me earlier if a D4 was a lot of damage because they never played anything with polyhedral dice before other than D6, right? And I said, well, that depends. In combat, usually no. If you step on them, yes.
Yes.
Like that sucks real bad.
Boy.
Mhm.
Okay.
A friend of mine
The
has
worst
created
Lego ever.
right. A friend of mine has created which he calls the Caltrip core system, which is just D4s. That's it. And I think that's really cool. Like,
Yeah, I like it.
anyway, so you're shooting them
Yes.
for
you're
clarification.
shooting at
You're
them.
shooting the pirates as they come down, the pirates
Yes.
on the ships above, or the pirates that are on the ship right now.
The ones as they come down. We
You
don't want
bet.
more of them. And I'm thinking maybe if they see that there's a machine gun shooting them, they won't want to come back. They won't, the ones on the
I
pirate ship
see.
won't want to come down.
Right. They'll be like, nope. I see. You bet.
Nope.
Roll the hit. Are you
Okay.
aiming to strike individual pirates, or more like paint the area they are falling down from?
Paint the area they're falling down in machine gun fire. It's not
You
as
bet.
much about hitting them as it is about terrifying the heck out of them. Maybe
Since you're
making
not
some of them
aiming for a specific target, feel free to roll
Yeah.
with an extra die. I mean, it's a machine gun. That's kind of what they're for, right? You just
Yeah.
kind of hose the area.
making more like making them terrified. Maybe one of them would like drop their thing or drop the rope. That'd
You're
be
right.
hilarious. I rolled a 6, a 4, and a 3.
Nice. You bet. So you pepper the area with, I mean, no problems at all.
Go Rover, go!
So some of the ropes split, some branches break, some pirates get shot. Many of them land on the ship all the same, just worse for wear. But two of them, you listen to their screams as they off the side of the ship, kind of Jacobite, amidst the fire explosions and people wearing, what is that, a jungle safari hat? What do you want to do? You and Nepalese make it to the ship. Oh my God. Like, I didn't see the gun. That's like,
For Predator.
is that
Hey,
Danny?
No, it's Jesse Ventura. I ain't
I
got
see.
time to bleed.
Never seen that. I'll have to do that.
It's meh.
No?
Here, that's better.
There you go.
I was doing that for the machine gun fire.
I see.
Okay, I'm on the ship. I want to start swinging. I mean,
Okay. You've
So
got
anyway, I
12
start
pirates in front of
blasting.
you. Yeah, you bet. You've got 12 pirates in front of you. They have formed, I'm going to at best call it an angry mob. There's no order here. What is that? Like Shang Tsung?
show enough. The Last Dragon.
I see. Okay.
Awful 80s movie, but hilarious. So hilarious. So awful, it's hilarious.
I see. Now, awful like the Doctor Strange movie, like the original, or awful like. Actually,
No.
I got nothing that bad.
No,
It's,
it's not that bad.
I was gonna
but
say it can't be that bad. Nothing.
Just know that you're watching a mid to late 80s movie. Everything's going to be super cheese. And this was probably a 4 on the IMDb scale at the time, if that existed, which it didn't, because Al Gordon didn't invent the internet until 86 or something like that.
Okay,
Something
so we're talking like Nick Fury, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., David Hasselhoff bad. Okay, sure.
That area. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say exactly, but it's that area. I think it's a little better than that. But
Okay, I don't know
But
if see.
it's
I
funny.
feel like
It's
if I
fun.
want somebody
Okay,
to be
Big Trouble in Little China. Right?
again, I haven't seen it.
Okay, never mind.
I feel like if I want somebody to ham up an overly macho to the point where I don't really believe it role, Hoff's the guy I want, right? He's ridiculous and absurd and
Fair.
like,
Fair.
like,
Well, this one is pretty great.
it's
Got
called The Last Dragon.
The Last Dragon, yeah.
Okay.
Got the song and everything. It's funny.
Oh my God. Okay. Cool beans.
The main character's name is Bruce Leroy,
Yeah.
and this is the main
Sold.
opponent. Show enough.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
it's great.
that's his name?
This,
I
yeah,
just-
show enough.
I assumed that was like a catchphrase or
No,
something.
well, it is a catchphrase, but it's also his name.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah. Who's the baddest? Show enough.
Oh my god.
Anyway. Okay, yeah. So I just want to start swinging at as many as I can see grouped together without possibly damaging one of my people.
You bet.
If there's a clump of 2 or 3 of them, I just want to.
So you got a giant prow
As hard as
hammer.
I can.
You can swing it 2 at regular rolls, or you can try and extend and get 4 with a cut.
With a cut. Okay, let's do that.
You bet.
I like to live dangerously. Let's see. Let's say instead of the prow hammer, I'm using the Jagsary, which is a little sharper.
Mhm.
That
Can
may
confirm.
explain the getting a few a little better. I've got both of them, so
You bet.
okay. Excellent. Even with the cut. 554.
Nice. So you hit 4 of them. Do you have a narrative twist you want to use, and where do you hit them?
I hit them center of mass, attempting to throw them as far as I can.
So you come in a little low, and then you kind of twist up the
Yep.
last second, and
Yep.
you hit them right below the nipples, and you watch them fly off the ship, and they make the goofy noise.
Excellent.
Um,
Excellent.
that's the good news. The bad news is you have the attentions of the 12 minus 4, 8, the 8 that remain. Nopales, what's up? You're on the ship. You got pirates. You notice that two of those remaining pirates are not engaging in combat. They are using the ropes to steal your stuff.
How far am I from the squirrels?
Like 2 feet. They're on the deck of the ship with you, throwing what appears to be other guys' teeth at his friends.
And they have slingshots, correct?
Yes. Yeah. When I say throwing, I mean more like slinging or flinging or whatever the action word is for using a slingshot. Is that slinging? I
Yeah,
I
let's
thought
go
this
with
was slinging, so I have no idea what
that. Slinging is
slingshotting-
also watching TV,
really.
according to some of the commercials. Yeah.
Is it slingshotting? I don't know. Anyway, you know what I mean.
You also have like guns on the top deck, correct?
Yes, yeah, you put in swivel guns a long time ago, feels like. Yeah. A thing I only know exists because I played Black Flag.
So I'm trying to decide which way I want to go with this. I've been debating this for a minute.
That's okay.
Do I potentially damage our swivel guns, or do I risk it with the squirrels?
While you give that some thought, one of my other tables has an emergency broadcast chicken now. Yeah. And I just shared that like with no context in a Facebook group. I was like, hey, here's a great quote from tonight's table. I activate the emergency broadcast chicken. And I had somebody go like, what does that even mean? And before I could get back to him, somebody else said, there was an emergency, so they activated the chicken. I don't get what's so hard for you. I thought that was really funny. Somebody else posted a picture of Link, which is how come I was reminded of it, just going like this. Which that was really funny. Murder chickens. Every single last one of them.
I think
Yep.
I'm going to try to convert one of these swivel guns into a freeze ray.
Oh, okay. So I did hear the word convert, didn't I? Okay, just checking.
We have multiple.
Not just chicken, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to tell Jacobite to cover me while I tinker with this thing.
Tinker under fire. It's what he does. You bet.
I'm gonna yell at those that are not on the ship. Hey, they're stealing our shit.
You bet.
As
do
I'm
you,
covering.
I would say, do you move into position to keep him safe from the remaining
Yes.
pirates? You bet.
6.
As you do that, you hear the pirates go, shit, they're onto us, burn it. And you watch containers come off their belts with what look like little fireballs in glass.
Ah, shit, they've learned our tricks.
disciples and all that. Yeah. What you don't know is since you've been gone, somebody's built a temple to Nepales and his great teachings of fire. What'd you roll for that anyway? There, Tinkerman. Say again. 6. What?
6, 6, 2, 3. 2 6s, 2 and 3.
Nice. You bet. So you make the thing. Do you have a twist you want to use? A twist.
I really want to make a reference nobody would get, but I'm not going to. So
I mean, you can go for it anyway.
oh, I was just gonna say with my freeze ray, I will stop the world. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, I didn't.
Michael got it for sure.
Dr. Horrible. Yep.
Yeah, no,
see.
I got it.
Yeah.
Dr. Harple. Oh, I think I've seen like one episode of that. It was funny.
It's just a mini series.
YouTube thing? No.
Neil
It-
Patrick Harris, Dr.
Yeah,
Horrible
yeah.
sing along blog.
Yeah. That wasn't on YouTube. No.
It might be, but it's like a mini series thing. It's kind of one movie.
Yeah, I swear I saw whatever I saw on YouTube. Anyway, it was a long time ago. I don't remember.
Absolutely worth watching.
Good to know. Anyone on PH is probably worth watching. Yeah. That guy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you build the freeze gun. The good news is that it'll work, and you know it'll work. The bad news is Jacobite has to get out of the way in order for you to use it. He is providing you. I mean, he's providing you cover. That means he's in front of you, right? All right, or not, or freeze his glutes.
Just go, man.
Like, just frost those buns. You know what I mean?
Okay, I will. If he's telling me that, I'm gonna move to the side.
You bet.
So I guess we're going to first of all deal with the fire on the bridge, and hopefully this will.
Oh, they haven't thrown those yet. They're prepared. It wasn't their turn. Right?
As I'm moving to the side, I'm going to say, "Vom, throw the paint."
Bomb shoots you a look that I can be best
Do
described
it.
as vinegar and contempt, right? But
Do
he reaches for the paint all the same. Nepalese, walk me through how this freeze gun works. Are we talking a straight line, a wide shotgun blast that goes out a little bit? Does it like shoot ice rockets into the sky that then help the ship? How does this thing work? Look, you're the man at arms, okay? I don't know how your toys work.
I'm gonna say it probably like just freezes. Really, ultimately, it probably just really freezes like the moisture in the air around it, and ice darts effect.
So we're talking like a radius effect in front of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you bet. Is that Dumb and Dumber? That's great.
And I'm fired at the ship where they're about to throw fire at us because let's try to put the fire out.
It's weird. What? So
Wait,
what,
I got one for that too.
is it? We didn't start the.
Is one of the pirates named Ryan?
Sure, let's go with yes. They didn't really introduce themselves, right? So you can catch some of the pirates in the front, but there are some further away from you that might not get caught in the blast. Feel free to. You're not really rolling to hit them, then, are you? You just roll it because the gun just does its thing,
Right.
because it's a radius. Yeah, you bet. So how far out are we talking? 10 feet, 6 feet, 2 feet?
Let's go.
And
I mean, you made it, so it's probably going to go bigger than what you think.
yeah, right. And is Jacobite? I mean, if it doesn't shoot like a ray or a bullet or something, Jacobite getting out of the way of the barrel, that doesn't actually get him out of the way. Is he subject to whatever this thing does?
I don't know. I'll leave that up to him. Actually,
Jacobite, how do you feel about frosted buns?
I mean, I'd rather have toasted buns, but
Same.
you know, I'm made of metal and wood, so
It's better than fire.
I probably will be okay-ish.
Yeah, you bet.
Maybe a little bit of rot, but
Sounds good. You bet. So
Did
the
you
ice
recently
gun
get your
goes
legs
off.
frozen off though.
Yeah, right.
yeah, they're metal now.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
So they have this nice like cool blue texture to them, but he's okay.
Yeah, I don't have like paranoia or anything, so.
He's
it's all right.
immune.
Oh man,
Um,
that picture didn't work.
So the ice blast. So I'm picturing, and I shouldn't be because you've described how the gun works. But in my mind, I'm picturing Mr. Freeze from that awful Batman movie. Like, oh, great. Now I'm gonna have nightmares of bat nipples. Fantastic. So the ice blast goes and kind of frosts the back of Jacobite, and the two pirates near him, who just sort of freeze solid glass jar up here like this. The pirates behind them freak and immediately shatter theirs on the deck. Jacobite, would you roll a d4 while we figure out what Konosaiba is doing? Oh, wait, no. Yeah, because Joaquin spent his whole turn getting up high in order to have great shots. That's right. 4, you bet. As it stands right now, your ship, at least your deck, will be gone in 4 rounds, maybe more. Humor me, Nepalese, where do you keep your explosive drugs in the ship?
They were down below. I know that.
Yeah, but towards the front or the back of the ship?
I don't know if we ever decided that. Tell you what, I will just back.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's good for you because the pirates are on the front of the ship, so you have more than 4 rounds for it. You start having exploding problems. Yeah, that guy. I love puns, and I love bad puns. But what killed the dinosaurs, Batman? The Ice Age? That's just no, absolutely not. Like hard stop somewhere way before that. That is 1 point of psychic damage. Pow! Right in the forehead. I can't. Ow, that hurts. So explosions. Yay. Konosai, what do you want to do? You have Charlie, you have scared off the remaining pirates, the ones that were coming down. I forgot to say they stopped doing that. Instead, they have turned their cannons down on your ship. Well, their ship. Konosai, what do you want to do? You've got a burning deck, 2 giant howitzers and ships above you pointed down at you. Well, the ship, not at you per se.
Okay. Can I perhaps climb up onto one of their ships?
Sure, yeah, no problem. Branch skimmer and all that.
Yes. Well, okay, so I'm going to try to scurry up onto one of their ships, and I'm going to fire at whichever one is manning a weapon, like a cannon or howitzer, whatever you called it.
Howitzer is a kind of cannon, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So there are 2 ships and they both have cannons. The good news is, so you've got 2 options here. Ship on the left, right, smaller cannon controlled by 1 person. Ship on over here, larger cannon controlled by multiple people. If you take this guy out, this cannon won't fire. If you take you would have to take all of these out to stop that cannon from firing. Up to you.
Okay. Could I, and feel free to say no, could I, while this guy is about to fire his cannon, misdirect it to fire at the other ship?
Maybe. How would you do that? It is like, I mean, it's big and it's metal and it's this wide across. What are you going to use to move something that heavy that fast?
Well, when I see him ignite it, I want to jump on like the manned end of the barrel, like where he's standing.
Uh-huh.
I want to jump on it to like aim it back up instead
like
of
a teeter-totter.
Yes.
Yeah, that's insane. I love it. Yeah, you bet. So do you want to do this from stealth, or are we doing like some Prince of Persia fight our way across the deck to get to the cannon nonsense?
Definitely from stealth. That is what I'm specialized in. So
you bet. So yeah, sure. I mean, at a cut, because you're doing a thing from stealth at distance at the right split second. So I mean, that's some precision bullshit, but yeah, go for it.
Okay. Well, I've got some really good stats to help with this one. So
good, because if you get it wrong, that's gonna hurt. You're gonna have a big hole in the ship.
Yep. Okay.
I can't tell if I want you to roll a bunch of 1s or roll a bunch of 6s. I really can't tell.
Okay. I got. Okay, that's pretty good.
Oh yeah?
You got, okay, so a cut of 1.
Yep.
Okay, so 6 4, 3, 1, 1.
Nice. So that's a 6 with, you have a twist you want to use.
Okay, for the twist, I'm going to hurl the guy that's manning the cannon off the side.
You bet. So in one move, you spring from stealth through the air. I don't know if you like bounce off the heads of the other pirates or what, like some Mario bullshit. You land in one move. Once you get there, you land on the cannon, you swing it up, it fires up and through the air, breaking through the surface of the Wildsea. You grab the guy with one hand, and whoop, and just, I don't know, make some sort of Sparta joke as you push him off the side of the thing. Joaquin, you have, I mean, there is no element of surprise like that, right? You roll, you spent your whole turn moving into position. You roll with 2 extra dice for now. What do you want to do?
So, whenever Nepalis retired,
Right.
I distinctly remember him giving Joaquin the rest of his explosives.
Yeah, I remember that.
So Joaquin would have been able to see Konosai do her Assassin's Creed stuff, right?
Right.
So he knows that she's on one of the ships. So he's going to shout down to her, to Konosai, say, hey, you might want to clear out pretty soon. And he's going to wait to see what she does as soon as she's clear, basically. The plan, and I'll roll it with whatever cuts I need to for all this, but the plan is he's going to pull out the explosives that Nepalis gave him. He's going to throw them about to the middle of where the 2 ships are, side by side. And he's going to try and shoot the explosives.
Oh my God.
Time it, and like I said, take as many cuts as I need to where he hits it whenever it's about even with both of the ships.
So how big is this? But the cut will come from, I mean, you shooting things out of the air, you do that all the time. The cut will come from how small a target you are trying to hit. How big is this bundle of explosives?
Nepalis?
Are we talking the size of a book bag, the size of a book, the size of a toaster, the size of a
We'd
bread
used a lot
box?
already.
I mean, what are we talking? Like,
I probably used most of them in the epic explosion that caused my retirement.
I love you like that's it. I can't do better than that. Like,
so
is that Konosai whipping another, like, what is that? What's with the birds? Like, I figure that the one that's on its side is the Konosai's victim. I mean, the other guy.
It says underneath that, it says this is Sparta.
Nice.
maybe
If you would ask me to caption that, I would have said, don't start none, there won't be none.
Exactly. That's more along the lines of what I would have said too.
Nabalis, what was that?
maybe like small book bag left.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, you bet.
A satchel.
A satchel. A rucksack. Yeah. A messenger bag. Yeah. So Joaquin, we're looking at a cut of 1. That's not a huge. I was picturing something smaller, like a golf ball of death. A book bag. I figure you can shoot one of those.
I'm assuming that Konosai agreed to get out of the way.
Yeah, I'll follow after the pirate that I threw off the edge. I'll just
What?
I'll trust myself to grab onto branches as I go down.
Okay, once Joaquin can tell that Konosai is within a safe distance away from everything, then he'll do all this. So yeah, he'll chunk the satchel down, and he'll pull out his long rifle and aim up and try to shoot.
I want you to roll, but I don't want you to tell us what you got.
Okay.
Roll it, and then we'll go to break.
Okay. Break time.
You bet. See everybody in 15.
Nope.
So you can all blame Jacobite for the murder penguins that you will at some point and have to encounter.
Murder penguins.
Murder penguins. So Jacobite, as you may know, Jacobite is made out of ship parts. I'm not familiar with many ship terms in an accurate sense, so I went to learn about them, and through doing so, made friends. One of those friends just shared a picture of a penguin. Adorable, right? And he goes, you have scared me so much that you've activated my fight or flight response. And the picture below that is the same cute little penguin. And he says, unfortunately for you, I'm a flightless bird and nunchucks just appear.
I shared that.
Nice.
Yes, but you're not the one I got it from in this case. But it is a great picture, isn't it?
Weird.
Apparently, we found bones that indicate there used to have giant 6'8" penguins.
Great. Now they're going to be giant murder penguins, giant murder ninja penguins that are all going to have to be inspired by Bruce Lee because he put nunchucks on the map. So you have that to look forward to. Hey, thanks, Jacobite.
Just trying to keep things spicy.
Like,
I was about to make a really awful joke, but I'm not going to.
like 7 foot tall Bruce Lee murder ninja penguins.
All we have to do is load up gun with blanks, right? Sorry. Sorry.
That's cold. Damn. It's like an air conditioner. That's cold. Oh, that's okay. I like my jokes like my ocean, a little blue. It's okay. So you got Joaquin, what'd you roll?
So I'm going to send a picture to the group just so there's proof. But I got 4 6s, a 5, and a 1.
Woo!
Yes, sir.
I mean, so the ships explode. Well, what narrative twist do you want to use?
I'd like to think that they because the explosion was in the middle of them, that they explode outward, so that none of the debris and stuff falls onto our ship and
Nice.
on our ship.
You bet. So you watch the two ships like pistons being forced apart from each other. They capsize as they get blown up. You watch the people go and fall. More goofy noises, right? The whopping 8 pirates. 2 of them were fleeing. You're actually down to 6 pirates. The remaining 6 pirates on your ship put the fire out for you, and desperately hope that you won't murder them. Like, and they put their hands up. Like, hey, whoa, look, it's just a job, okay? It's nothing personal. We don't even know you.
Well, it doesn't seem like you've got much of a job left.
Yeah, we see that.
How far are we from the container that is San Francisco?
I mean, you took the flying murder toaster up from where you were. You originally came down several miles. Pretty far.
Okay. Just wondering if we could maybe send them to San Francisco.
I mean, you could just push, but it's way down there.
I mean,
Have we
no, like send them there arriving safely.
Also, just occurred to me how awful keel hauling would be in this universe.
Yeah.
I mean, we might have more help.
Yeah, but they're pirates. Are they really to be trusted?
They go, hey, aren't you pirates?
Yes, but we know each other, pirates. See,
We know each other.
exactly.
We don't know each other.
We could.
Okay, what's your name?
Sean.
Is
No,
that
now
with
it's-
an
Now
H?
it's Sean.
Is that with an H or an E?
An H. Why does that? You know what? It doesn't matter.
Okay,
If
thin
you-
ice. Next person, what's your name?
it was it doesn't have an H in it. My name's John. There's no H.
Now it's
Okay,
John.
really thin ice.
He's like, hey, Sean, I don't like this game.
It's not JHON.
John.
They'd have been done if that was it.
Say again.
This is not JHON. They'd have been done if that was it.
No, just JON, just the 3
Yeah.
letters.
Okay, number 3. I'm telling you right now, if your name is Jeff with a G,
You're
Y'all
dead.
better learn to fly.
My name's Larry.
Ooh, how do you spell that?
What? Larry. Well, how else do you spell Larry?
We're just making sure.
Okay.
It's just, I
how
love you don't
many of
answer the question. You
How
just
many of
threaten
them are there? Because I'm going to go down the line with all of these.
I think there
You
were
bet.
4 or 6. Was it
Six, right? Six.
Yeah.
All right.
So you've got a Sean, a John, a Larry, a Tim. And the other two are busy wetting themselves, but they come up with Brian, and the last one is a mushroom who doesn't appear to have a face, so he just sort of wriggles at you.
Brian,
Ooh.
do you have a second name, Brian? Like a family name?
Well, no, not particularly, but my dad calls me Screw Up a lot, so I answer to that. Don't know if that's a name so much.
I don't know if we need somebody else that answers to a screw up. We met the arm squad.
I'm gonna like look at
What's
Kodasab
that?
and be like, does this guy have something against H's something?
What's that?
Does he just-
Phylum? The phylum here says you're being mean for no reason.
Okay.
I just shake my head. I have no idea.
Oh,
I'll
not
look
you.
at
He points to the mushroom, right? His mushroom. It was phylum here says you're being mean.
Phylum. How do you spell that?
I have no idea. I ain't a mushroom.
I'm just fucking with you guys. If you mess with us, we'll throw you off. Okay.
fair,
And
yeah.
clean the piss up, because that's disgusting.
Also, now you guys are officially part of the Squad, and you have to change your names.
Yes. Pick a consonant and start it with that, not H.
No. Wait, that's so we go by weird names.
No, we're just fucking with you again. Just clean shit up. We'll throw you off if you mess with us.
But you
They
do
cl-
answer to the Squad.
I
You
see.
answer the squad. The squirrels will eat your face off if you do anything suspicious.
Oh, and the paint's only for that one.
Yes. Don't touch the paint unless we give you a direct order.
Vom looks very pleased. And then he looks down to like investigate the paint and pulls out of it what appears to be a skull, something small, bigger than like a child human, smaller than a grown human, and has multiple eye holes, like 4 of them. And he goes, this was not in here when I left. What the hell is it?
Sure hope it wasn't one of our fluffy friends that just kind of drowned in paint.
No, they got 2 eyes, except that one. And he points to the squirrel that seems to be missing an eyeball. And he goes, and he goes, yeah, well, look, I was hungry.
Anyway. Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Do we know what that is?
Should I be concerned? Yeah, feel free to make like a history check if you recognize what looks to be a humanish skull with 4 eye sockets instead of 2.
Well, I mean, Charla is a rootless, so she's probably seen a bunch of different things,
A
right?
bunch of weird shit. Yeah, you bet. Roll at advantage if it's something, you have a proficiency in.
Joaquin has no idea about history. He's out of
Yeah,
this.
no clue about this actually. So yeah. Well, I guess a little pre-V stuff would make that about it.
I rolled 2 5s.
Nice. You bet. So that is a rotund. Rotund is a generally wide, well, okay, it's not a rotund, it's rotund bait. So rotunds are wide creatures. Think a person if they were so wide in the middle, like, and I don't mean fat, I mean like if from right below your chest to right above your waist was just like a sloshy canister of half set jello that sort of rolled around. Rotunds are surprisingly effective hunters, and they take the skulls of things they've already eaten that like collectives, like if they eat humans, they take a human skull, bore holes in it because they end up making that when they go eat. Those extra eye holes aren't actually eye holes; they're gouge puncture marks. And they put them where other creatures that they tend to eat are, as sort of like a beacon for them to find it later. The good news is it fell in the paint, which means the smell's all ruined, which means the rotund isn't actively hunting you with any degree of skill. The bad news is that means there's a rotund out here somewhere.
I would throw that. Just yeet it as hard as you can.
just get rid of it.
I do have a pretty good arm.
You bet. You want
I
to
am-
spike
I am-
this thing?
I am good at yoting.
Is that the past tense? Yote?
I think so.
I see.
I have
Yote or
yoked.
Yoted.
I hath yote that
It's a
thing.
made up word anyway, so who gives a shit?
Are they all made up
We'll say-
words? I mean,
You know,
Have to eat it.
most of them. Yeah, I'm gonna
go with yote. Yeah, yote sounds fine.
Yeah, yo,
ye old yoting
You're
of
right.
the skull.
Creepy. You bet. So you just, or whatever that looks like. I kind of picture you pick it up and hit it with the prow hammer like a baseball bat.
I think that I use the prow hammer as an addle to get a little
Nice.
extra
Yeah.
whip on it.
Nice. So you don't hear it hit anything. like it goes that far. Where to from here? Are we getting the ship up to where it's supposed to be? I feel like no one's actually flown your ship for quite a while. Charla, welcome aboard. You got a ship. Like 6 new so you've got a bunch of the squad, a bunch of relatively dense idiots. You've got 6 pirates that have fallen in with the crew. You've got a bunch of murderous squirrels, a
Excuse me,
freeze
sorry about
ray,
that.
a swivel gun, and whatever other secrets the crew may or may not have. And
So
by the
are
crew,
you-
I mean Nepales.
So y'all are like okay with me like hanging out with you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you hadn't tried to screw us yet, so
I'll fix your stuff.
We'll see where this goes.
I
John,
mean, you've already got a fixer, but I'll extra fix your stuff.
Doesn't hurt to have a second.
Yeah.
2 inventors are better than 1.
Right?
And you're not going to ask me about whether or not there's an H in my name, right?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about that.
well, on one of them, it was iffy that he didn't have it, and on the other one, I didn't like that he did have it. But
I
again, I
see.
was just fucking with him.
All right. So I'm not going to get thrown off the ship because my name has an H in it. Awesome, awesome.
Well, hold on. He didn't actually say that. He said he was screwing with them. He didn't like. Anyway, so from here we're sailing back to the top of the Wildsea for the first time in, oh wow, like
Long time.
what? Yeah, quite a few sessions really.
it's been a minute.
It's been a
So
while.
who's doing it? Who's moving the ship?
I'm usually the one that fly it, and then Ozetta
Yeah.
was the
I like
was the
to think-
backup.
I like to think that Ozetta stayed behind in San Francisco to study the previous stuff since she was so fascinated.
Nice, cool beans.
Yeah. So where are we off to?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to go? I heard there was something about going to see what happened to the old captain.
No, we don't care. Weren't we? I'm trying to think what we were gonna do before all this. Like, weren't we heading to the secret place, like the mother lode?
The mother lode? Yeah. Is that the plan? We're gonna head back there.
The vaults or whatever.
We thought we knew where the mother lode was, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you have coordinates. The only concern was that you were not the only one with them.
How much you want to bet there's not one of these fucking generators up there?
Probably.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's blow this one up too. Well, unless it's the desert, of course, we won't blow it up.
Sounds
Then we'll
good.
fire it up.
Yeah, so Joaquin's going to ask Nepales and Charla if she's capable to, like on this trip, to start making some more of those handy explosives because he really liked what he was able to do.
Oh, I'm not making any more explosives.
Never. I am sad,
Done.
No more exploding.
but I don't know how to deal with that. That doesn't fit into my reality. Like,
I don't
look,
think I can deal with this.
look, Stevie Wonder's blind. I have ADHD. My mother is older than me. You make explosives. That's the way things are. Okay. Like,
No, we're not. I mean, we I don't think we can outdo it. Now, if the opportunity arises that I think I might be able to outdo the previous explosion, then we might think about it.
I can live with that. Okay. All right. We're back on track now.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Yeah, right. I
So-
can live with that.
So if you're not going to be making explosives, maybe you can make some like special bullets for my guns.
What do you have in mind?
A few different things.
I really do need to watch that.
One is maybe like some fire bullets. Maybe the opposite of that too. Some bullets that put out fire, since we tend to cause a lot of fires.
I could maybe make you some cryo bullets. That sounds fun.
How much of that stuff you got left?
Probably not too much. Say enough for 2 clips worth.
Okay.
If you can
Sounds
get it
good.
right.
But I'm gonna say maybe this is one of those things that Jay rolls on the success of the invention and doesn't.
Right.
Right.
Or that.
So it'd be about, hold on. I think it's about 5 dice, honestly.
Rolling. We're making cryo bullets for your gun.
Yep.
5 dice. Give me 1 and 1 more. That's 6 with no doubles. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that, was I?
Nope. But, oh, well,
Eh,
That's
They
okay. Next time I won't say anything. I meant, forget what I said. They're lethal. Don't put those in your gun. So I mean, Nepales bangs out ice bullets in record time because he's like, yeah, cryo liquid. We're all buddies now. Charla, where do you find space on the ship? If you had the choice of rooms, I mean, where do you take up residence? Are you I lay on the deck like this kind of person? Are you I find a chamber somewhere kind of person?
She's probably definitely going to find a chamber so that she can store her stuff and put things and tinker with things. Because
Sounds
you
good.
don't just, I mean, you can tinker anywhere, but it's nice to have a tinker spot, you know?
Yeah.
Decorate it with little hanging gears and
Aw,
fairy lights.
like a bench. Yeah, something.
Didn't we go ahead and build a workshop?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, in the ship. Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, the low decks.
Where do you put your murder toaster?
Toaster.
Always.
Huh.
Charla, that's up to you guys.
How you got back up here, right?
Where does, I think you put a murder toaster where a murder toaster wants to go.
I see.
Make it a
I mean-
parking garage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're probably not wrong. Yeah. Like, I feel like the murder toaster is a machine, so it just sort of stops moving when it doesn't have anything to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
So we're headed towards the mother load. Is that right?
Does anybody else have any ideas on what we're doing? That was just my suggestion.
That's what I'm down with.
I hope the mother
Yep.
load has like technology and stuff I can pilfer.
Oh, it's supposed to be the mother load of pre-VTech.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
apparently San Francisco wasn't it. Yeah.
I mean,
maybe I can find a power cable for this thingy that I found.
Konosab, you up for that?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. You bet. Who's making the sailing roll?
That would be me.
All right. Feel like it's the first one in a long time. What'd you get?
Trying to remember what our ship has.
stuff.
Things.
I need to find the sheet for our ship. To cheat. There we go, crew sheet. Nope, that's the wrong thing. All right, it was a JPEG.
Yeah, Ozetta sent it to you.
JPEG. What? That's not a real thing.
Okay. All right. A sailing. 2 6s and a 2.
Nice. You bet. So you bring it up to the surface, no problem. Do you want to use that narrative twist for anything?
Let's just say that it was gently rocking and allowed everyone to sleep.
Nice. You bet.
Because it's been a while since everyone slept.
That's true. Yeah.
I
Speaking
don't
of,
really need sleep, so
you get a lot of mileage out of that prop. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah.
So once you get back to normal levels of sunlight, I imagine this is particularly refreshing for Joaquin. If you have any icky bits on your character sheet, I forget what those are called, feel free to restore any 2 of those. It's been a long time since you've had that. A breath of fresh air and just good sunlight's probably really good for you. I don't know if it's good for Kano's side and Joaquin on a physical level, since you are, mushrooms, and mushrooms tend to enjoy, like real mushrooms tend to enjoy dark places and wet places for the most part.
Sometimes it takes little sunlight to make them grow, though.
Yeah, right. You are sentient mushrooms. I mean, you tell me.
Well, Joaquin did grow up in the treetops.
So he's a sun mushroom.
He's kind of adapted, I would assume.
I see. He's like the mushrooms from Mario, right? They come out of the top of blocks, not the bottom.
Yeah, that's why he was that's why he was really uncomfortable when we were down in the bottom floor.
So, fun fact, I don't know if it's fun, but it's a fact. In the original Mario manual, they describe that Mario is those blocks that he's smashing with his head are the people in that kingdom. I'm going to say that again. Mario has been murdering the people in the Mushroom Kingdom since day one with his head. What an ass. Anyway.
And Peach thanks him for it.
Right, yeah, right. And the block of text above that says Mario, our hero, ? Like not even Nintendo is sure of what, like, and I think that's really great. And I feel like we need to pay attention to the great serial killer that Mario is. He has been killing people in front of children for like 30 years, and it's not okay.
So once again, the portrayed bad guy is actually the good guy.
Yeah. Right, because
Like
she
the
just
Jedi.
said no, right? Take a hint, man. Anyway, so do you sleep too, Jacobite? When do you sleep at all? I don't remember.
I don't really.
Do you rest? Do you like oil your wood? I don't really understand.
Yeah, smoke the pipe and, kind of
Relax.
the creaky spots.
I see. Right. These old boards.
Yeah.
You bet. Does everybody else take the opportunity to sleep?
Yeah.
What does your downtime before that look like? Let's start with Nepalese. What do you, when you're not planning new explosions anymore?
No.
So, I mean, what do you do? You find inner peace?
No, I mean, still need to develop, weapons of mass destruction, just
I
not
see.
explosion based.
It's hard to find inner peace when they're still out there too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so actually, maybe I'm going to actually experiment with the drugs.
Weapons.
With the experiment with drugs, not that way. Try to actually make some sort of aerosol grenade.
I'm sorry, did you say aerosol grenade?
So so it's basically a chemical weapon that I can throw, and then it'll disperse drugs in the air and get everybody too high to fight.
Oh, I see. Okay. I was thinking like a grenade that explodes when exposed to air, and this seems like a dangerous plan. Like, Or like my second thought was like squeeze cheese, except the stuff's explosive. Aerosol grenade. You know.
I mean, at this point though, if it blows up, that's on them. They did something stupid.
I see. Like when you put somebody in a room and there's a big red button with a sign that says "Do not press," and when they press, they go, "Ah, damn it!" And you go, "Well."
Right? Tell you.
You're right. You bet. Kanosai, what does your downtime look like?
I am going to try to find some appropriate food for all of my little creatures.
You bet. Remind me what your menagerie is composed of these days.
Okay, so I've got a cordyceps, which is like a hard-shelled beetle.
Yep.
I've got a dust bunny. I think two
Yep.
dust bunnies actually,
2 dust bunnies.
and a lizard.
You bet. So I mean, the beetle eats plant life, right? At least I assume it eats plant life. The lizard, I have no idea. But you do watch that it doesn't enjoy being cold. I mean, it's real sensitive, not like a sugar glider, but right above that. And the dust bunnies eat. They don't appear to eat at all. You wave a bunch of food by them, right? And they kind of and they push up against it, but rather they push away from it. But they do. You notice that whenever you like pull them out of your cap, that they've kind of the hole you pulled them out of is bigger than they are. You're not sure that they're eating you, right? They don't have little mushroom bits between their teeth or anything, but the holes they're in are larger. As you sort of kind of look them over, they have little bits of mushroom sort of stuck in their tufts of fur. They seem to not so much eat you as absorb portions of you at a time. I don't know if that's a concern, but not a lot. You know, they're this big, the hole's this big. It's not a huge thing, but
It's creepy, that's for sure. Well, I probably won't store them under my cap anymore. I'll probably keep them in like a satchel or something.
Okay, yeah, you bet. So you feed them. You feed your little menagerie of creatures, except for the dust bunnies that seem to have fed themselves. And when you put them in a satchel, they look very sad. Right?
Oh, that's so sad.
But they're safe. You can see them, and they're not like eating the inside of your head. Again, there was no mushroom bits in the teeth.
Still, I mean, if I ever, notice that I have a hole in my skin for whatever reason, eaten or otherwise, I'd be a little concerned.
Probably don't want to put back on you whatever this did that thing. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
You bet. So that's what they're down. What does your downtime look like? Do you read something? Do you sharpen your arrows? Do you just fall down somewhere and go to sleep?
I'm going to go over my broadwood bow and try to repair it since it does have a track at the moment.
Sounds good. You bet. Charla, what does your downtime look like? This ship's it's a new ship. You got new friends, coworkers?
Ooh. Charlotte's definitely going to explore. But she's going to explore with like a paper and a pen, like a little notepad, and just like write down all kinds of like little improvements and things that she can see that she could tinker with.
Ooh.
Because she's not going to tinker with anything without like permission, but she's definitely going to like look at it.
Baseline human respect. Look at you.
Not even human.
Well, yeah, that's.
I am human. Well,
We're
as
not even
human as
human.
human.
She respects us, but we're not even human. That's nice.
Ah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta
it's very
respect all
cool.
sentient life,
Oh,
unless you're killing it.
well, yeah, maybe not them pirates, huh?
Or drug dealers.
Charlotte's polite to them too.
Like
Nods to them.
Princess Bride, right? Everyone, there's no reason not to be polite. Or my wife and I are watching the new He-Man. There are actually 2 new He-Mans this year. The one made by Mattel, not the one made by Kevin Smith, though we just finished that. It was great. Weird. I'm going to warn you about that. On the one hand, everyone who accused Kevin Smith of bait switching was right. It is very much about Tila and the group, and it's not about He-Man all that much. He'll come out and say it in the last episode. On the other hand, everyone who said that show is bad is wrong. right? That show's really good. It's just not about He-Man. And the new one by Mattel is also really great. Definitely designed for kids. The one for Kevin was not. And it's just, I don't know. It's really great. And I completely forgot how come my brain went there. Sorry about that. I was going to explain the segue,
Because
but the
Charlie was being nice and polite
yes,
to people.
yes. And the Princess Bride has that wonderful everybody's nice and like proper all the time, even though they're enemies. And the new He-Man made by Mattel is very much like that. Like at one point, the bad guy has everybody against the wall. He's going to kill them, right? Like, He-Man, you're going to do this thing for me, or I'm going to kill your friends. And he starts undercutting each of them one at a time, and he gets to Cringer, and Cringer goes, what? And he goes, nothing. You're a talking tiger. That's cool. Like, nope. You're nothing. You're a talking tiger. That's badass. I got shit to say. So you look around, you find some improvements. The ship could probably go faster, and it could probably be more reinforced. Let's see. There's always room for more guns. The squirrels don't have. You notice there's a bunch of squirrels running all over the place, but they don't really have like a space that's theirs. They don't have like a playpen or whatever. I don't even know how you would babysit a squirrel. I've never had a wild animal as a pet. I don't know how one would do that. But yeah, I mean, and a lot of the storage is just strapped in here, framed in there, but it's not really, there's not a centralized storage location. I don't know if that's a problem, but Joaquin, what does your downtime look like?
I mean, he's going to be navigating for Jacobite for a good chunk of the time, but whenever he's not doing that, probably like cleaning his guns and stuff. Just kind of making sure everything's in top shape, because to him that's kind of a meditative way for him to get rest, because he doesn't really like just sleep like normal. He just kind of sits cross-legged, lays his gun parts out in front of him, cleans them, puts it back together. That's kind of his way of rest. Sounds
good. You bet. Jacobite, and you're busy moving the ship, but I assume at some point you take a breath to just,
Yeah.
You bet.
Pipe time.
Little pipe time. Joaquin, would you make a perception roll with an extra die if you're in the crow's nest? It's the ship's rocking, the wind is good, the sun is bright. It's a good day.
That's 2 5s, 2 4s, and a 1.
You bet. So you're definitely on course, but you notice that you're coming up on what looks like, I mean, the day is fine. Nothing weird has happened to the weather, but the waves, right? The boughs of branches and green lushness here and there, you watch that fade away and turn into this black, crunchy looking shit instead. Like if somebody had burned all the branches, but they were still there. It's black rot. It happens. Sometimes branches dry out too much. That combined with a little fire or a little too much sunlight, and you essentially have a big weak spot. If the ship touches that, you're going back down, right? The ship's just going to, that's, I guess that's bad news. But the worst news is somebody beat you to it and knows it. So you're looking at 2 guardian ships on either side of it. Guardian ships move very slowly. They're incredibly well armed.
I will relay this information to Jacobite and everybody else.
So I'm asking, so we want to not go there, right?
You could go around the ships, but chances are that if you can see them, chances are they can shoot you. Guardian ships make a big deal of doing that. They find a weak spot on the road and essentially wait. They're the Wildsea version of highwaymen. You can go around, like back up and then go around, but you don't have coordinates for that. You just kind of be guessing after a while. Because your coordinates are mostly take this landmark to that landmark to that landmark. Which means if you walk away from where the trail of landmarks is supposed to be, you could get lost.
So how difficult would it be for us to dip our ship down below the surface and go underneath them?
with the ability to come back up, like to have boughs to sit back on top of. Going under would not be so. If you go under from here when you're still on boughs that are nice and stable and buoyant, not a problem. You've done it before, but you do risk them shooting you. You could sail out onto the black spot and deliberately shatter the branches. They will probably not shoot at you, right? Because that's crazy, and they won't be expecting that. But that means that you don't know what's below that, and coming back up could be a problem. So up to you. If the question is how hard would it be, it would not be hard to go down. Where you go down depends on how hard it will be to come back up.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
Another option: tower ships are usually filled to the gills with loot. They don't go home until they're filled. They're like floating cities. They move really slow, so they don't move until they essentially can't hold anymore.
So we'll have to take out 2 mobile cities and then whatever's below. Yeah, we got this.
Okay, explain the black shit area to me again.
So it's a wide portion in all directions, right? Of essentially branches that have been dried out and turned black from heat rot. If your ship touches them, you'll go right through it, like the Hulk walking on, I don't know, those glass panels from Squid Game. Really, anybody walking on the glass panels from Squid Game, that was kind of the point, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They are thick enough that it is difficult to see down through them. So you might be looking over empty air. There might be kind of a second row of branches like you nestled the ship in before. Might be, might not.
Where are they positioned relative to the Guardian ships?
Right on the other side of it. So the black rot is the front wall of the castle, and the 2 Guardian ships are the towers that are on either end of the wall of the castle, like that. Joaquin's got great eyes, so you are probably right outside their range right now, because while you're having this conversation, they would have sent either a scout or a gunshot across your nose if they could see you.
Do we want to use the murder toaster and drop on them as a surprise?
The murder toaster.
Flying murder toaster.
It's true. It's a flying murder toaster. My bad. You'll need to patent that so you can sell them. Flyingmurdertoasters.com.
Are the Guardian ships on stable branches, or are they
Yes.
right at the edge?
They're right at the edge of on the stable side of it.
Okay. What if we go down right here?
Okay.
I'm asking the group. We don't have to do this. What if we go down here, pop up at the edge of the black shit, so that it all behind us comes caving in? We can use the murder toaster to help give us some lift, and we can hit the boosters that we've got.
Oh, I forgot about the boosters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just unstable enough to make these Guardian ships have some problems.
So let me get in a perfect world, this works like this. You dip I think you dip from here, you go ahead, you deliberately come up through the black ship.
Killer whale style.
Right. You burst through the top of the rotting waves with enough from the thrusters that the edges of it break too, and the tower ships cave in like this.
In
Is that right?
theory, what I'm hoping is that we pop up enough, or maybe somebody's got something that they can shoot the edge of the good areas to destabilize it as we're coming up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But in theory, we pop up in the middle and haul ass, and they, at the very least, start tipping in and have some difficulties.
Okay.
And we can maybe outrun them.
You bet. Kanosai, what do you think?
I think that's actually a pretty decent plan. It's a good combination of stealth and speed.
And risk.
And risk, that is a thing. However, we are definitely outmanned and outgunned, so I'm not sure that a head-to-head fight is really the move here. So either we try to stealth past them, which doesn't seem particularly viable, or we wait them out, or we outpace them. I think those are pretty much our options.
Again, retreat is an option.
It is an option. We could leave, but we're not going to.
Yeah. No, it's never gonna happen. Charlotte, I didn't mean to interrupt you in the beginning of that.
No,
What was
it's
that?
okay. Well, there were some little things here and there that I saw that I could improve on the ship to make it go faster.
Mm-hmm.
That might give us our odds in the favor.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Joaquin,
Faster rethrust.
you've got the best point of view here because you're up high, right? What do you think?
I definitely don't think that going head on with these things is a good idea. So I am leaning a little bit. I'm leaning a little bit more towards the stealth and run plan.
Stealth and run, like
Yeah.
run away or run towards them.
Like-
Joaquin?
Kind of
Jacob?
a little, but both what Konosai and Jacobite were saying.
Mhm.
Like stealth, like go underneath, stealth towards them, try to pop up through the black rod and hit the boosters to go, and hopefully have enough of the branches that are supporting them fall down or break where they will start having some issues, and it'll give us a chance to get away or deal with whatever we're going to have to deal with if we go through the black rod.
Okay, sounds good. Is that the plan? Is that the group consensus? We're gonna go with Jacobite's crazy plan.
Yeah. Do we still have the MRI machine on the ship?
Yes. How come? And I gotta know. Like,
I was just wondering if maybe we could do something with it. It's a giant magnet. I don't know if there's any way we can try to make it repel rather than attract. Because if they've got like a bunch of cannons and metal stuff on their ships, maybe we could push them away. But I don't know how MRIs work, so
It sounds like a job for Charla and Apollos.
I don't know if there'd be a way for that to work necessarily, because their stuff would have to be a magnet. Like somebody would have to sneak onto the ship and magnetize their metal.
now while that would be incredibly dangerous, that sounds super fun. Like,
I mean, at the same time, that sounds like a good idea.
So do these ships like this, do we know much about them?
tower ships, yeah, they're a common nuisance. And since they
Do
don't tend to
they-
move for long periods of time,
Do they typically have lookouts below them?
not generally, no. They're run by not usually desperate, just lazy, would amount to ocean bandits. So I mean, they're going to take the easy way out. They think the usual tactic is get a lot of guns, get a lot of armor, sit and squat, and just kind of passively threaten people.
Okay, so question.
So they're not particularly bright, you know.
So they're lazy. They're not particularly bright. These things are freaking huge. I assume the crews are large.
Yeah, they're big, like helicarrier big.
Probably no feasible way that they would necessarily not know that you weren't part of the crew.
Theoretically possible, yeah. Chances are their roster book isn't exactly up to date. Yeah.
Okay, guys, I have a plan.
Oh no. Okay.
So
I know I'm gonna regret this. What's your plan?
I'm going to sneak onto one of these tower ships, pretend to be a member of the crew, and magnetize all their metal.
I see.
nice.
How are you getting from here to there? You're all confident that if those ships see your ship, they will shoot you. General tactic is blow the ship to bits, send the scouts out to pick up what gets caught in the branches, right?
So, how attached are you to this murder toaster?
That was my thought too.
Emotionally, very much so. Oh wait, that wasn't a question for me.
For Charla, how attached are you to this murder toaster thing?
Oh, not really. I like my, as long as we're not sacrificing my like minigun boyo, then murder toaster can be sacrificed.
So,
I didn't give it a name.
fly barely underneath where they don't have any lookouts normally,
Right.
and sneak on via the murder toaster.
You
I
bet.
mean, we are taking the ship underneath anyway.
Yeah.
So we could go a level or two down and get near the edge of the black rod or whatever, and you could skirt the sides.
So you
theoretically.
want to sink the whole ship from here and then get closer and then take the murder toaster. Is that right?
I don't know if you even need the murder toaster. But it's more fun with it, I think.
Okay, so the goal is to sink the ship on the whole thing on purpose right now. On this side of the black rock. Yeah, go for it. Make
We
a
want to
roll.
go down before we hit their visual range
Yeah, you bet.
and be a submarine.
I'm going to point out the sheer number of things that can go wrong starting right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. This has crazy stupid plan written all over it. Like, but go for it.
Is Nepalis the one going on the ship?
I thought we were taking the ship down first.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I was gonna have him roll for
651.
nice. The ship dips with no problem.
Thank goodness I can roll well for sailing.
Now what? We scoot forward. Scoot.
That's the plan.
You bet. So you carefully and delicately move the ship forward. And the bad news is that the black rot extends down this far. There is not enough of it that you can, like, if you had fallen through it, you would have fallen through it. But here you're coming through it, not like you're coming through it slowly, not hitting it with all that force. So there's enough of it. As long as you keep moving, you're probably not gonna just drop, right? There's enough. While it's all ruined, there's a whole bunch of it, and you can catch. I mean, you can tie anybody to a chair with enough toilet paper, right? You just need a lot. it's kind of like that. So as long as you keep moving the ship, you'll be fine. Once you speed up, you will not be able to go backwards. Are we approaching the big ass warship on the left or the right? Does it matter? The one, if it helps, the one on the ship, the one on the left is sunk considerably lower than the one on the right.
Talk about the one that's higher because we're going to try to repel it into the other one, correct?
Oh, is that the plan? I
Yeah.
was wondering why we're magnetizing the metal. The plan is to magnetize the metal here to draw it towards this metal. Is that right?
It's either that we're trying to push the two ships into each other or push them into the black rot.
Right. So if we magnetize the one on the right, in theory its magnetized metal will be drawn towards. If we magnetize the one on the right, the one on the left will be drawn towards it, which will drag it's lower, which means it will drag through the black stuff in front of you, like scraping the front layer of paint off. They'll collide with each other, theoretically, which will be awesome, not theoretically. But that will damage your ability to go forward if you don't time that jet boost just right.
Well, we also have a giant electromagnet too, right?
Yes.
And an MRI machine, yeah, you do. Yeah.
So we can use that, like we can crank the polarity on that to repel the ship we're trying to push and kind of give it a little extra oomph that direction.
this plan is getting more ridiculous by the second, and I'm so here for it. Like that. Oh, that's great. So what's the next move? Who's doing the ship sneaking?
I think that's going to be me.
Really? Okay. So
Well, before that,
Hmm.
did Joaquin get a good look at the crew?
Of the ships,
Yeah.
no. Because they tend to shelter themselves up. Think of it less like a ship and more like a tower. The windows, if you want to call it that, are just wide enough to slide cannons through them. That's it. There'll be a hatch or two here and there to shit out scout ships that literally just land on the bows, pilot out towards you, say, hey, surrender your shit and we won't blow you to hell. And then, that's the end of it.
And
So
do we know
right.
enough about these to know what they would typically be crewed with? Is it a hodgepodge?
yeah. Though the Ironbound are not, there seems to be this disdain for, it's lazy, right? And most Ironbound are anything but, because they're made out of, literally forged from working things. I'm not saying there are no lazy Ironbound. I'm sure there are, but as a rule, as a rule, they tend to be less lazy than other cultures.
But Nopales is not going to stand out like a sore thumb.
No,
To our
if that was
knowledge.
the question, no.
Yeah. Okay.
No, there's a very high likelihood he'll run into at least one.
Which, incidentally, you would have a sore thumb if you touched Nopales.
Yeah, right. And you are statistically more likely to run into Mothra nominees, if that makes any difference. Nopales, are you sneaky?
Yeah, let's go ahead and sneaky onto the.
Sneaky like the Turtle Club? Sneaky? What is that? Like Nopales, like the groove hand? I just, for some reason.
Just a guess at his hand.
It's creepy.
It's
I'm not sure
very
why, but it's creepy.
Let's see. I don't have a lot of dice.
Not like a little girl in a sundress with a bloody axe creepy, but pretty
Right.
creepy. There you go.
651.
No kidding. So how do you get from your ship to their ship?
I was assuming that's what the murder toaster's for.
I see. You bet. So you pilot the motor toaster quietly. You find one of those access hatches, you pry it up, and you get inside. That good news, you're in. Bad news, it's a dock, right? There's a bunch of people in there with scout ships. As expected, it is a hodgepodge of people. There are a couple of cactus people, a couple of mushroom people. There seems to be a shared affinity for symbolism, which is to say they all have a skull. Either they're wearing it, or in the case of more organic creatures that don't feel pain the same way that humans do, they have carved them in. Some of the more extreme looking members have even scarred them in.
Do I happen to have this little skull that we found?
The one with bore holes in it? No. Jacobite heated it like a football. I think the term is it has been yoked. I think we agreed on yoked.
Would be useful right about now.
You are definitely hidden. People move back and forth. They pick that up there. They carry it over there. I mean, it's a dock. There's people moving back and forth, but it's only so much. It's not like a dock with where people are coming and going. It's not a public dock. You're inside of a building, basically.
More or less, I'm going to start looking for a sufficiently large amount of metal. And the entire time, just act like I belong here.
Okay. You don't see anybody. You don't see like a large pile of material here, but you know how come. You see people taking things off the scout ships and moving them up further into the ship. Presumably, if you follow them, they will take you to your metal.
Awesome. Let's follow them.
You bet.
Don't be
Once you
suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
right, blend in. Is it just me, or do all little? Say again.
Just act like you belong there and know what you're doing.
Right. Is it just me, or do all little kids seem to think that they'll get away with doing something stealthy by making less noise? When the truth is, you want to make the same level of ambient sound you were already making, right? Anyway, so when you come out from behind, almost immediately, a cactus and a human-ish, right, approach you, and they're like, "Hey, you know how the boss gets about the outfit. Where's your outfit?"
Yeah, there's this crazy bunch of fuckers that like fire everything, and it got like a little burned up.
Look, all right, yeah. I mean, some people are stupid. You're gonna have to go to the armory and get a new outfit. You know where it is. Go on.
I'm going to walk like I know exactly where it is.
Okay. You have 4 doors in front of you. 2 on the left, 5 doors rather. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. And the ramp that leads to a door where the people are taking the ship from the stuff from the ships further up there. Which door do you take?
Always one on the left, isn't it?
It's always the one on the left. The one on the left, the one on the left, or the one
That's
on
the
the
rule.
left, right?
Oh, let's just go left, all the way on the left.
You bet. Sounds good. Before I tell you what's behind that door, Charla, what are you doing?
Working on the engines to try to make the ship go faster because we're going to need that.
You bet. Sounds good. Roll an engineering check. I mean, a masterwork check. I mean, a make it better than it is check.
Okay.
Ow. Owie.
Oh, right. I rolled a 6, a 5, and a 4.
Nice. You bet. So
Yum.
walk me through what you do to the ship. Is this the engine specifically? I mean, do we make it larger? Is this it goes faster? Like, did we fix how fast it goes? Did we fix how fast it speeds up? What did we do?
Oh my god. You're asking me. Charla is smart. I am not.
Put a different way. Did you increase the gearbox or the top speed?
Probably the top speed.
Sounds good. You bet. So Konosai, what are you up to?
It's a good question.
I see the cat butt.
Yeah. She wants some attention.
Aw.
I guess I'll just be scouting for any signs of us being spotted, and trying to plot courses through the dry rot so that we don't like double over the same spot. Because you said if we stay in one location, we'll drop through.
Right. So you want to keep moving through the slot. You bet.
Yeah.
So I mean, it all sort of looks the same. Make a roll for that, and you hear movement behind you.
Okay.
Ow.
5, 4, 1.
Awesome. You bet. So you figure out that you go up and down a little bit, you make a path so you don't go over yourself like a game of Snake. The movement you heard behind you was your 2 little dust bunnies falling out of the satchel. They have absorbed the edges of it and have fallen through it.
Oh no.
They are now on the floor. They are larger than they were before. They've gone from dust bunny to dust meatball. And they are now immediately, like as soon as they hit the ship, you notice that they leave like a little, like they're eating the veneer off the bottom of the ship, and they're watching. They literally roll back and forth. They roll back and forth a little bit. You realize what they're doing. They're like metal scrubbies, like steel wool you use to clean dishes. They're like shaving the edges off of whatever they're sitting on.
Okay. I'm going to pick up one of these little dust bunnies. How close are we to the enemy ships?
The Napolis, which one did you go into? The one on the right? The one that was higher up?
Yeah.
So right now if it wasn't for all the black rot, throwing distance.
Okay. I'm gonna load one of the dust bunnies into my slingshot. I'm gonna try to shoot it on top of one of the ships.
So on top, like you're way below, you're gonna and just
Well,
hope
unless
you.
there's like unless there's like a crevice or like a hole or something I can shoot them into, or someplace
You-
they'll stick and not just
I
fall.
can't believe I'm gonna say this. You could shoot it into one of the cannons.
I will shoot it into one of the cannons.
Like, that is a ridiculous shot. Yeah, go for it.
All right. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 1.
So you fire it into one of the cannons, but not quietly. Like you hear it ting in there, and you hear the men behind that cannon or whoever's back there be like, "Hey, what was that?" And you watch the cannon get pulled into the ship, and the panel close, like they're gonna do, like maintenance on it or something. I feel really bad for them. Joaquin, what are you up to?
We're still below, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Jacobite, I assume you're moving the ship in all this.
Well, I thought we were gonna stop on the edge and just, before we got into the Black Rod, and then do our business, and then
Oh, I see.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
that's what I thought we were doing. So
I see. What is behind you? Is that somebody going through a door?
yeah, I figured that's what's gonna happen when the Pales eventually.
I see. You bet.
His stealth mission is gonna turn into.
It's gonna
the
go
Kool-Aid
all
Man.
Assassin's Creed. It starts all badass. It's like it ends with everybody dead.
Yeah.
Like, I see. That's the world Marvel's greatest supervillain, the Kool-Aid Man. Did I send you that video?
Yes.
Joaquin, what are you up to?
Right now he's wishing that he had asked Napoleus or Charla to fashion some sort of silencer for his rifle,
Ooh.
but he has not. So he is just trying to do his best to keep an eye on things from both ships, just to make sure there's nobody that like sticks their head out of a window and sees us underneath, essentially. Like, and he's basically looking through his scope on his rifle, so that if he does see somebody stick their head through, he's going to be able to just take them out.
Okay, you bet. So we're waiting to take the shot.
Yes.
You bet. Jacobite, are you piloting the ship, or have we stopped the ship and you're doing something else?
My thought is we stop the ship and we're waiting for Napales to get back.
You
or
bet.
give us the
The
sign
ship's
or
below, though,
whatever.
right? The ship's
Yes,
below the
we're-
surface.
We're down at least a level below, off of the Black Rot by
Right.
I don't know however much we need to be safely
That
off of
frees
it.
you up to do stuff. What's the plan?
I am just watching and waiting for the signal, because I don't
You bet.
know if he's going to come back to us and then we're going to go, or if we're going to have to
Did-
get him on the way or what.
Did
So,
Nepalese give you a signal?
no,
Like, hey, at the sign of the explosion, come get me.
no, he didn't give us any signal. So
I
I'm
see.
just
Okay.
assuming.
I see. I once
Things
had a
could
guy tell me that. So I'm working on Depot at the time. Giant container, like the big cardboard ring full of pumpkins. Actually, around this time, right? And he said, "Hey, there's black shit rolling out of the bottom of that. That means one of the pumpkins is bad." I said, "How do I know which one it is?" He goes, "Oh, you'll know." I said, "No, I won't, dude." Like, people say that to me my whole life. They are usually wrong and stunned at how I did not know. And he went, "Yeah, I know you. Yeah, you will know. I promise. Yes, even you." Like, and he was not wrong. A rotten pumpkin is nasty and impossible to miss.
Yep.
I couldn't get the smell off my hands for 2 days. It was
I imagine.
I know.
And probably not out of your nose for a week.
Yeah, and it was the one at the bottom. Of course it was.
Oh yeah.
I am 6'2". I'm a tall guy, but hinging in half to the bottom. No, it was such a pain in the ass. Anyway, no, Nepalese, you go through this door, and you find that you are looking at what would appear to be a storage room for. I cannot believe I'm going to say this. So I designed this ship be like. I didn't know what door you're going to pick. Like, it's filled with explosives. There, I said it. I can't believe I said that. It's filled with explosives. There's big barrels and crates and everything else that are all marked with degrees of blowy uppiness.
Napolis just hears this voice in the back of his mind. You can go bigger.
Oh, it was a 1 in 5 shot. What the hell?
Question.
Yeah.
Would this be a bigger explosion than the last one?
Well, before you created like a fiery column that went straight up.
Yes.
In this case, you would be talking about blowing up 2 floating cities all at once. That blast is going to be way big enough to blow them both up. It will also be big enough to blow your ship to less than dust if it's as close as it is now when you blow it up.
New plan.
Okay. In any case, this is not the armory where you get an outfit.
That's fine. I don't think we need one. Would it be possible for me to craft some sort of ignition that would be on a timer?
Oh my god. Now, when you say ignition, you mean like a trinket, or like I set out the gunpowder and I count how much I'm gonna need? Are we talking some sort of contraption, or just
like a contraption?
Okay. Well, I don't know. What do you got in your pockets?
I mean, all kinds of like little bits of metal crap that I just constantly pick up stuff.
Yeah, you're murder MacGyver. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, roll it a cut because you're making another unique one-off cuff thing. But yeah, why not?
Okay.
No, that's real MacGyver. He's murder MacGyver, his evil twin with the mustache.
Well, I've already rolled 2 6s, so that's 3 6s. So seriously,
God.
it was 6 6
So-
6.
so-
It's meant to
There's
be.
the mustache.
Nice.
It was 6 6 6 5 5.
So what you're saying is,
Ooh,
what you're saying is that the dice want this to happen. I understand. I can take a hint. You bet. So you look at your pockets and you look at all the TNT and your eyes go like this and you're like, oh yeah, right, and you make a thing.
Yeah, I said for 2 hours.
Say again. Set it for 2 hours.
And I just kind
Okay.
of hide it amongst the explosives, and I leave and head back towards the murder toaster.
I see. You bet. Some of the crew has found the murder toaster and has picked it up and is carrying away, like walking away with it. It is struggling to, like, it's arguing with them. It doesn't belong to them, and it's programmed to deal with you.
Hey, that's mine. I need to go get my uniform back.
They look at the murder toaster, they look at you and go, hey, with the outfit.
I
Boss
know.
throws a fit, outfit.
I need that to go get my outfit back at the place where I left it. Otherwise, I was gonna get blown up.
All right, blown up. Yeah, it's a good excuse. Yeah, why not? And they back away.
Okay. I take the motor toaster and I fly back to the ship.
That was quick.
So,
Did you do the thing?
You hear a lot of screaming come from the ship.
go now. Go now. Go now.
Charlotte, did you roll for that ship upgrade? Did I forget to have you do that?
Yeah, I did.
Awesome. You bet.
I rolled a 6, a 5, and a 4.
Awesome. So Jacobite, all right, go now, I guess.
okay. Punch it is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah.
Okay, so what kind of upgrades did we get?
So Charla increased your top speed. So you have the same acceleration you always did, but your
Okay.
top speed has gone up.
So is there a way to like access the engine or is it
We've
just-
already got a booster.
I'm just thinking maybe somebody could chunk some of our drugs in there to give it a NOS boost.
Oh, I see what you mean.
We've already got a booster, and
Go ahead.
we've already got a booster, and I'm gonna say, hey, Tell the murder toaster to grab on the front and go as fast as he can. Give us a
Pull,
little
damn it,
boost.
pull.
Pull.
Nepales, I forgot to ask you what you want to do with your narrative twist, and I'm gonna make a suggestion here.
Okay.
Totally up to you. But my suggestion is that your Doom box that you program for 2 hours have a remote control.
Okay, I'm
Anyway.
good with that.
Anyway, that's just my suggestion.
I'm good with that. I'm gonna ask Joaquin if he has any if he's okay with sharing his little space up there for a minute, because I want to be
He's already like setting out an extra chair.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here for a minute.
He has an extra pair of sunglasses that he's gonna hand.
I'm picturing Scooter, right? There's one of those
Yeah.
when the city rips itself from the ground. There's one of those moments, right? Like,
Yep.
You bet.
He's pouring an extra whiskey or something.
Yeah. Jacobite, roll to move.
And we're on a mission from God.
Yes. I
Nice.
was hoping you'd get the double joke there. Yeah, we're good. 6641.
You bet. So the ship, the murder toaster's on the front, like a little, like a nose that pulls, right? The ship skyrockets up through the black rot, crests through the top, like a hyper aggressive divine whale, right? Just as Nepalese, I mean, you're gonna push the button, right?
As soon as I feel like we're far enough away.
Like,
I'm gonna first of all say, everybody just look this direction.
you're not gonna want to miss this. That's fantastic. You push the button, you gauge the distance, you push the button. I mean, immediately, right? You watch, I'm not even sure there's a word for that. Conflagration is not big enough, a fiery blast. As the fire just poofs outwards like a mushroom flare of death, and it consumes both of those buildings. They explode out, they explode up. The black rot, you don't even see it, just poof, it's gone. Like in a split second, it vanishes. And I mean, you could toast marshmallows on the screams.
Delicious.
As you blow a hole in a huge pocket of the Wildsea. You have caused a natural ecosystem disaster. Are you proud of yourself? As the thrust of the explosion pushes your ship forward, and your whole ship skips on the Wildsea like a river rock.
Joaquin takes his glass and taps it on
Nice.
and he says, he just without even looking at him, he just says, "It's good to have you back."
It's good to have you back, buddy. Nice. The ship eventually, Jacobite regains noble control over it. Because for a minute there, it's like playing Burnout, right? You're not really in control, kind of.
I love that game.
It's so much fun. And you
And
land.
I just away a single solitary tear.
Yeah, like that. Wait, well, who's the cat?
It's the ship.
No idea.
It's the ship. Yeah, like it's the ship with everybody on it. Yeah. And you land. The ship stops moving because you land in a mossy chunk where the ship sort of got to and loses all of its momentum. Without branches to reach, you can't really go forward. I mean, you can. What device do you have in the front of the ship to cut through branches again? Do you have an axe, scissors? What do you got in the front of this thing?
I don't remember what we agreed on.
Let's see.
We have to get a hold of Star. Actually.
No, I've got the picture still. It's whole jags, and the frame was scything. So
okay, I don't remember what whole jags are. I remember the scything frame. I don't remember what whole jags are. Is this a
I think
punchy
they
thingy?
saw. I think they saw.
They
Yeah.
cut? Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you bet.
Well, a jagsary is essentially a saw, so I'm assuming a whole jag is that as well.
Which is like a bigger version, you bet.
Yeah.
So bad day. The moss is dense enough, and much like the big iron roots, it grows back almost immediately upon being sliced. Your ship is effectively in mud. But I mean, there's not a lot of bad news beyond that, except for the part where you see lots of green eyeballs in the tree line and in the moss. And I'll see you in a week.
Lovely.
Okay.
That was great.
It was great to have everybody.
Wonderful.
It was great to do this again. Woohoo!
Yes.
So my last week, I had no tables because everybody canceled for Thanksgiving. So I'm like,